Good morning, children. Children, welcome to today's session of English. And in English, today we will be studying literature. Uh, Amongst literature, we will be studying the prose part. And in that, a very, very important story which is in your course, which is A Fellow Traveler by A.J. Gardiner. Right? A.G. Gardiner. Okay. Now, fellow traveler, the name itself is very captivating as it immediately creates an interest as to who this fellow traveler is. Right. And when we go through the story, we come across that it's actually a mosquito. Right. How an interaction between a man and a mosquito can occur. What sort of thought processes, what sort of emotions are attached between the two? Is there any bond between the two? All these things have been very beautifully highlighted in this chapter. Now, let us see about the lesson. The lesson, fellow traveler, has been selected from Leaves in Wind. It's a fine specimen of personal essay. The author here describes how he develops a feeling of affection for a mosquito, regarding him as a fellow traveler and a fellow mortal. Right? A relationship which a person generates for a traveler, for a mosquito who is traveling along with the person, is what is being highlighted here. Right. In the first passage, the poet describes that he is sitting on a carriage, right, and he did not know who all he was in the carriage at all for some time, because it was the last train from London to Midland, and it was stopping in finite and infinitely leisurely train, means basically a passenger one of those trains which give you the feeling of eternity, means basically wherever they want they stop, wherever they want they move. It was tolerably full when it started, but as we stopped at the suburban stations, the travellers alighted in ones and twos, and by the time we had left the outer ring of London behind, I was all alone, or rather I thought I was alone. Right. So initially there were lots of people in it, and the moment it moved out of London, the author became all alone. Now, when one person is all alone, then there is a pleasant sense of freedom, that you are all alone. This entire carriage is yours, everything is yours. You can talk with yourself, you can yell loudly, you can have an argument out, right? You can stand on your head, you can, whatever you want to do, you can do, and nobody else is going to see you, right? So he was imagining other things where he got scolding in his house. People pointed out that no, what you are doing is not right, it is wrong. But here he feels that I was all alone. On this night, I did not do any of these things. They did not happen to occur to me. What I did was much more ordinary. So he did something very ordinary because he did not want to do anything quite like that. And he took out a paper and stretched it my arms and stood up and looked out of the window on the calm summer night through which I was journeying, noting the pale reminiscence of the day that still lingered in the northern sky. Crossed the carriage and looked out of the window, lit a cigarette, sat down, and began to read again. So he basically was looking out, he was feeling relaxed. He took out a paper, lit a cigarette, and then started reading it. Right, and then he became aware of his fellow traveler who just was moving there, and he sat on his nose. He was one of those wingy, nippy, intrepid insects that we call vaguely mosquitoes. So, how he has defined a mosquito? He has defined it as a wingy, nippy, intrepid insect. Means something whose wings are always moving consistently. Nippy means biting and going. Intrepid, but disturbing, utterly disturbing. And we call him as a mosquito. I flicked him off my nose. Right. Then he made a tour of the compartment, investigated its three dimensions, visited each and every window, Right, and then he came back. He saw everywhere there is nothing in it, and then he came back and had a look at my neck. Then he started moving around his neck. The author then flicked him again off. He skipped away, took another jaunt round the compartment, returned and seated himself imprudently on the back of my hand. It is enough, I said. Magnanimity has its limit. Means you cannot be so lenient, so normal with somebody all the time, right? We need to be we need to be tough. Right? He said to the mosquito that twice I have warned you, now no more I am going to warn you. Right? And then he took a black cap and said that I condemn your death. Justice demands it and the court awards. Then he started having some interaction with that. And then he blew a lethal blow with his right hand over his left hand. Right? और वो उसको dodge कर गया. That mosquito, he dodged the attack and he moved away. That was very, very disturbing for the author, and he felt humiliated because he hit it very hard and the mosquito had moved, so all the pain occurred to his hands. Right? So now see how beautifully the author describes. He said that it was all in vain, everything was in vain there, and he played with me openly and ostentatiously. He was played with me openly and ostentatiously. Means he was playing, it seems that it is the mosquitoes playing with the author, coming, creating all sounds of sound, touching his skin and thus moving away, irritating the author. And he was a skillful matador. Right? In bullfighting, we see a matador just moving the bull here and there with a red scarf. Right? And the mosquito was enjoying himself, but the author was not liking it. The author wanted a little sport with it, right? And then he felt that there is no sport in chasing a mosquito and hitting here and there. And it seemed that he had a personality, he was very intelligent because he knew the moment the author moved his hand and tried to hit him, he immediately used to run away. Right? So the situation was becoming ridiculous because the author was trying to hit him, but the mosquito was going away. Once again, the author took up the paper, trying to not to look at it. Right, and he was just awaiting for the mosquito. And now the author was getting ready for another assault on the mosquito. Right, and what it was that he was trying to, he will be now attacking the mosquito with his paper. And he says that I have to give this respectable weekly organ opinion a smack on both the covers, and you are a corpse. Means I will give you a great hit with this paper and you will become a dead body. But then he feels that he no longer desires to kill him. Right? He says that a sort of affection is being developed for him, a sort of, this is very important, that slowly and slowly our desire to kill him start dying. Right? And then he feels that Saint Francis would have called him little brother, and then for Christian charity I cannot kill you. Right? And then he says on, going on to night, sir, said a voice at the window. It was a friendly porter because the train has now reached a station. So there was a porter, those people who carry the luggage, and he asked, right, do you want to go on or you want to come down? And the author thanked him, right, and said that I was just, it seems I was dozing, I was just sleeping. And then he author took the hat and the stick and went out in a cool summer night. And then he closed the door of the compartment and he saw that the fellow traveler, the mosquito, was fluttering round the lamp. Means still the mosquito was with him. right? So a beautiful story of emotions is there. So now I stop it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did in making it. And until we meet again, it's a goodbye.